he had little boots on.
She had to get a Frankenstein outfit yesterday to go to the park. And now the Frankenstein outfit consists of four parts. Okay, first part. She has these hip waiter boots because she hates the little tiny ones that only wrap around her ankles, right?
Well,
but only the back ones work. She kicks the front ones off immediately. So I've got her like hoisted up in these boots in the back, and they're great, and they don't come off because I call the back ones the climbers and the front ones are the diggers. And so it's like the diggers, they just they skirt these things all the time.
They're gone.
So, but what I do have are these shitty little purple boots that go on the front because she can't kick those off because they wrap around nice and tight.
She hates them though.
Yes, she does hate them. As you saw the picture, it's her up kind of like like the British Lion kind of fucking whatever. And then the third part is she looks like a trash bag kid. The third part is a camouflage snow coat that doesn't look like it. It doesn't match with anything and doesn't go anywhere. They're hand-me-downs basically, but they've all been bought from her. Perfect. And then the fourth is a little scarf around her neck, which I call her adventure scarf, and it's pink, and it looks like somebody who was either, I don't know, messed up or kind of hard of seeing or something like that was like, here, these ought to work, and they did. But she gets to the park and she really does look like a trash bag kid.
I like that. I think that's a nice vibe.
Yeah.
Does she need any of these things?
No, arguably dogs have gotten along for I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of years, even before they were domesticated.
But they never looked like moose.
They never looked like moose.
They never looked like moose.
Also, moose is like soft as fucking anything, so she does need boots. Okay, so here's the thing: if we don't put boots, the salt. But even if we're walking in the park, if we don't put boots on her, she hates it because she's constantly gnawing at her paws, getting the snow out of there. But that means she has to go home earlier because there's too much snow in her paws. Now you put the boots on, she hates it at the beginning, but she gets to stay a little bit longer.
And this is the trade-off.
Dog father. I get it. We rub Vaseline on Dewey's paws.
Fucking right.
So the snow doesn't get caught on the paw and it stays all slick and he doesn't lick it or anything.
And that really helps?
Yes.
Real?
Oh, yeah.
It keeps the snow and salt out?
Fucking shit.
Well, on that note, everybody...
So I'm going to rub Vaseline all over your paws after this.
Fucking right on. Okay? That's not a bad idea.
That isn't
I'm going to
a bad
the park
idea.
later today and it's fucking cold outside. So
fist is bleeding. I need to put Vaseline on this.
Look at his nails.
It's because you had to knock somebody out for touching your oat milk latte.
Isn't that fucking gnarly?
Which one?
Then look at that blood on the cuticle.
Everybody.
Your nails look so nice.
Thanks.
Do you get manicures?
I don't.
You are fucking lying to me.
I
you have
don't.
Beautiful hands. You could be a hand model.
Thank you.
Look at them.
Wow. Wait, they all have the little white tip.
Yeah.
That's a French. Sorry, so sorry.
They're beautiful.
AKA a French man.
Yeah, you got that little white tip.
Whoa. But yeah, no, I don't.
You said it.
Getting manicures is not. It's not bad. It's just not really for me. I don't. It's like too much touching.
Then why are they so nice? What's going on?
I don't know, man. I clip my nails every so often.
He takes care of himself.
Okay, that's actually a really good segue, but I know that you want to actually do like a standard introduction, it looks like. You're aching to do it.
Welcome to Spare Parts. We have a very special guest. His name is Nathan Dales. You might know him. I bet you do. And we love him. Welcome to Spare Parts, Nate.
Thanks, guys.
Yay.
Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome, Nathan.
Yeah, you've been clamoring at this opportunity for a while now.
I think this is a perfect segue, though, from the nails and from how pretty he is as a person,
Beautiful.
actually.
Look at this hair.
Derry in the show is always in his barn clothes, always stinks, always smelly. And people are always like, who's the least like their character in the show? And everyone immediately thinks like Gail, Lisa Codrington, they're nothing alike. Tyler and whatever the guy's name was, they're nothing alike. And then, but the reality is,
true, actually,
Nate is one of the best smelling, well dressed,
manicured without the actual polish.
I wasn't going to use that word, but you smell good and you dress well, and you have like, you would never go out in your barn clothes.
Thank you.
But Derry's a stinky bastard.
Yeah, I mean that's. Okay, so I think one of the worst things that you can be, and probably it's something you don't even know if this is the case, is to be stinky.
I know.
Stinky can mean a lot of different things too, because like stinky doesn't necessarily have to mean like you don't shower or something like that. It can just mean, hey, maybe you've stepped in something, but also too, maybe you've put on too much cologne, too much perfume. Like you can be stinky in that way too. And I think smells are kind of
it's a delicate dance.
Yeah, Nate does not smell too strongly either. He smells good.
You're not
but
perfumed
it's the perfect amount.
Thanks.
1, 2, maybe another one on the nape.
Wait, question.
Go.
Do you spritz and walk through, or are you directly spritzing onto your body?
All right, this will be sort of about the same answer as the manicure.
Okay.
which I don't get. I haven't used cologne since like high school.
That's your natural musk?
You just smell like that?
I'm not kidding. Yeah. Yes, I just smell
Is
like
it
that.
because you wash your clothes in like Le Labo soap or something?
No, I don't. I wash them in unscented, or they get washed in unscented.
They get washed. He sends out.
Because I don't always wash
sends
them.
out.
I don't always wash them.
No, for wash and fold. I mean, my God.
No, there's no special. So it's got to be an unscented soap because it like
Can irritate the
fucks
skin.
me up so
Yeah.
badly to smell different kinds of things. It's just like, I gotta get out of here, and then I can't be around people. It's like it's for
I
no
agree.
fault of
I
their
would
own. It's just my own stupid stuff.
have known this. I'd assumed that you had. I'm picturing your washroom with like a bunch of different colognes for different occasions.
Question. Do you have any product that you're using onto your body that has some sort of scent?
I use deodorant.
Must know.
What kind of deodorant are you using?
Classic Old
Speed
Spice.
Stick.
What is it? Yeah.
Speed Stick Ocean Surf.
This is, if anyone wants, it's not Banana Boat, you motherfuckers. It is
Speed
Stick Ocean Surf.
It couldn't be a more generic.
It costs
version.
$2.99 a stick.
It might cost even less than that.
Wow.
It's awesome. No, I mean it's just kind of. I don't know when I started really taking in that smells fucked me up, and I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I can't do it, and it like used to make me kind of upset and being like, I don't like that, and it's like, oh right, it's me, so I'm putting on some shit I don't even want to fucking wear, and then it's like but then it's like, well, now I'm aware of it, so it's just like tiny little bit of an off, like, oh, too much. Do
you notice it a lot in people? Like, are you sensitive to others?
Yeah, big time. It's hard. It's like walking down the street will be even hard if somebody passes. But you guys know that too.
Oh, yeah.
When you get that big like waft of something and you're just like, dude, like take it fucking easy.
Puff
Right?
that you walk through, a scented vape puff.
Yeah.
I'm going, first of all, I just inhaled your inner lungs, which
Your
is
stomach.
disgusting.
As opposed to the outer lungs.
We'll post the outer. Because there is a difference. But it's disgusting. And then this like putrid cotton candy synthetic.
I like it.
I'm just like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. When somebody blows cotton candy smoke and I get a big like I'm like oh, and I kind of like, I think it's because I'm like desperate for nicotine or something in my heart, but I like because I don't smoke, but it gets me going. Yeah, I like it.
I'm shocked to hear that because you're a bit of a germaphobe, as am I. So I'm like,
yeah, I'm actually a little bit shocked to hear that
it's
too.
different. I like the inner lung smell.
ew.
If it's coming from your lungs or inside your body, I want it.
If there's COVID in that body, you're getting it.
Give it, baby.
You're inhaling it.
I don't like when, for instance, you shake someone's hand and it's really sticky.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's like the clammy clam.
Wait,
Yeah.
sticky.
Sticky. Like they've just eaten a honey and peanut butter sandwich, and I shake their hand and I'm like,
Okay, well then I've got a question for you then. What's worse? Is the sticky, from, let's call it food, is that worse, or is the clammy because somebody doesn't wash their hands and then they're nervous and then they sweat and the sweat has a certain type of feel to it?
clammy people don't mean to be clammy.
I'm clammy.
Yeah, you're a clammy girl.
I'm not saying that I'm not clammy either.
Stop talking bad about Michelle's clammy hands, okay?
And it's worse, cold and clammy, because I have bad circulation. I've got bad circulation.
Yeah, I can't blame her for her
Mine are cold right now,
deficiencies.
That's why I'm always
This
so
is
cold.
who she is.
Yeah, I'm always cold,
But if
frail.
you're eating peanut butter and honey and then you go right for the handshake without cleaning,
that seems like an anomaly. I don't think that's happening.
It seems like that's part of that's out of a movie. Or
I don't
something.
know.
A bear show.
That's out of a bear show.
It's because you guys don't shake enough hands. I'm out there shaking hands, kissing babies. I'm meeting everybody.
That's
I'm
crazy.
introducing myself to everybody.
I like to stick to the car and the dog park. So
Yeah,
I
you're
like
pretty.
don't meet anybody.
You have
just
a
go.
very.
Me too.
No, you guys both have like very.
We're house cats.
Yeah, house cat lifestyles, and then you're scheduled, both of you. Even when you don't have specific things to do, you're like, I must do this today, like, right?
Yeah.
Keep yourself sane.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that?
No, I have not always been like that.
What happened?
What happened? I mean, really, how much time do you have? Because lots. So, okay, sort of quite a large change, maybe let's call it 3 years ago, something like that, or maybe 2.5, maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure when it came in, but then just realizing that I as a person operate better under some sort of structure. Now, look, self-imposed structure, fine. It doesn't have to be somebody else's. Somebody else's structure can fuck off, right? But my own self-imposed structure, I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, it's the oppositional defiance in me. But truly it is. But what I have noticed is that if I get into that routine, and whatever that routine means, I'm a better version of myself. I'm more fun to be around, and I like myself better. And that's the biggest one, because there's, I think everybody goes through it in life, but I certainly have gone through it in life where you just don't really like who you like. You look at it and go like, what? Where the fuck did I go wrong?
The aimlessness of it all.
And so if you have or when I had something that could change that a little bit. And I don't know exactly when it happened, but I was just like, oh, wait, maybe I like some of this stuff.
I feel like it's when you got a dog.
A lot of that had to do with it. I mean, Sash has a lot to do with it. Moose has a lot to do with it.
She came with the dog. The dog came with Sash. That's why those overlap.
They came as a package. But I mean, that has a lot to do with it as well. But that's also realizing that that's something that not only I benefit from, but that I really like.
Yeah.
And that's a big one. You got to like it too, because otherwise you're just doing something just to fucking do it. And I don't want to do that.
I think you have to be ready for it. Like, it's self-care at the end of the day. And you have to kind of decide for yourself, like, does this feel good? Is it beneficial? And am I ready to prioritize this? Which sometimes when you're living, like you've been an actor for a long time, you're a lot of travel, chaotic lifestyle. Like we've all been there where it's
very dysregulating.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily something that you want to change right away. It's fun to experience it. Yeah. And then it can burn you out. And on the other side of it, I think it's really cool when you adjust. And it's not that you don't have fun anymore, but you just like learn a different way.
Yeah. But I think also, too, the idea of having fun out the other end of that can't even be the same kind of fun, but you just realize like, well, there's more to it than just having fun. Yeah. So it's like, okay, now I'm going to maybe enjoy having fun instead of like, can I have fun 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of my life?
Is it even fun anymore? Yeah.
Well, the answer is no, it's not even fun anymore. But for me, anything that I do over and over and over, it's rarely going to be fun all the time. And you're going to lose some of that. I definitely lost some of that. But the self-care thing you're talking about, it's nice. Yeah. It also is lovely. Like, it's like, the other thing is like, you know, getting Moose, that's a big one because it's huge. Like, that's a fucking friend too.
Yeah, he's a good
girl. You know what I mean? So it's like, so it's that too. So it's not just about me and what I want, but it's like, oh, now I get to take care of you and we get to do things together. And that's fun.
And she needs you. Yeah. And that's a big, I mean, I've said this before, but like taking care of this little sentient being that like you're so connected to, and they really, if you don't feed them, if you don't, like, they are so dependent on you, and that's a big responsibility, and it feels good to step up. It really does.
I would agree with that. Yes, it does. Because I mean, truthfully, the thing that would happen is, okay, you don't take care of a dog for a little bit. If they can unlock the door to, like, if you don't come home for a week, if they could unlock the door to home and get out, they'd be fighting through the trash like a garbage face. You don't want that. You want them to have best life possible. Face. So well, that's true. They would be garbage face. Yeah, they would be. And then it's just like, well, then you go back to your feral dog. I don't know, whatever's in your brain, but you don't want that. You want to take care of them, make sure they're good so they don't have to think about that kind of stuff. They can think about the snow and the sticks and, you know, the whatever, but none of that kind of shit.
And swimming and cuddling.
Don't worry. The water will be there. The food will be there. Yeah. The like Kong full of peanut butter will be there. Like, you chill. You do what you need to do.
One of my all-time favorite things to do with my dog is just to have him in the passenger seat. Like, I'm driving somewhere and he's just sitting there and he's just like looking at me. And he's like looking out the window. Yeah, it's such a comforting.
You're living a life
driving.
Together.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, it feels like
so cool.
Like, and now when I see that same image in a movie, like a guy in a pickup with his dog out the window, I'm like, best friends.
See, and that's nice too.
It's really
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing
at all wrong with that.
Nate, we're so happy to have you here. I wanted to kind of, for people that don't know you as well as we do, obviously, I'd love to take people, and we know you, but I actually would love to kind of start off, because you're an actor. We worked together on Letterkenny for a long time. And you were at the very, very beginning stages of Letterkenny. You were part of the YouTube videos. You watched it in real time blow up and change and morph into what it became. I wanted to ask you, like, the early days of meeting Jared and starting the YouTube videos, and even before that, because you went to theater school. Were you an actor before Letterkenny? Like, what was your kind of start?
So the start would have been, I mean, I guess in terms of going to school, I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, which is in Los Angeles.
It's still so weird to think of you going there.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just like, I can't imagine you at school.
Look at his hair. I can imagine him.
I just can't imagine him at school.
His hair is the hair of a scholar.
Like, you wanted to go to more school after high school?
Yeah, well, that would have been, so after high school, by the time I hit the academy, that would have been my fourth post-secondary education institution after that. Yeah, so I spent a bit of time at the U of C, University of Calgary, doing English of all things.
Can't speak it.
No fucking good, because it's just not for me, and that wasn't the program for me. I went to a now defunct film school in Victoria, British Columbia.
Oh yeah, I forgot this detail.
For a little bit, and then through there, actually, but it wasn't all bad because through there I met an instructor there who was like, hey, you want to get serious about it. You want to go to, and you want to get serious about it and you want to go to school, which I did. He's like, go check out the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. So I did that, went there in 2005, graduated in, I think, 2008. And I went to UCLA at the same time, studied philosophy there.
That's so
but
cool.
dropped out of UCLA promptly. Dropped out of UCLA promptly after I graduated from the academy because I wanted to go out and work. I mean, philosophy was just fun, and it is really
so
fun.
Interesting.
It's just like it's not the thing I want to do. I am not a long-term academic. I really enjoy learning, but in a structured environment, I'm not a long-term academic.
Unless you want to be a professor, literally. Exactly, or write a few books. I guess.
At the academy, like where you do the dramatic art stuff.
Sure.
Was there a focus on the business element of it where they're like, get an agent, anything? It's just all like, here's how you do acting?
Yeah. And that's what I liked about it because it was like, learn your craft, and that's kind of fun. Now, once you get a little bit outside of that and you sort of figure out where your trajectory can go and where the amount of shit you don't know about the business side, because at the end of the day, it is a business.
You've learned nothing about the business.
Fuck no,
you graduate and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I know that I like acting. I know I like, doing that thing. I like being in front of people. I like performing. Hey, how do I go about that? I don't know. So you're going to pick up a lot on your own, as everybody does.
I was going to say, everybody does. And the fundamentals, the most important part is like learning the craft and loving it. And if you learn that, then I think to tackle the business feels purposeful. I disagree with
you guys so much. It's crazy. I feel like the most important thing is getting an agent and just getting on sets. I honestly, because I think like acting as a whole is like, you can get like, either you're good or you're not. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. I do feel that way. And then you can get better at acting, sure. But what's more important is getting better at working on set. Because set is so different than actual acting in film and TV.
What you want.
Sure. Do you know what I mean? No, totally. Theater actors, they can do whatever they want. You guys are artists. I don't care. I'm talking about film and TV specifically. It's just such a fucking rigorous. You have to follow all these rules. You got to be there for 17 hours. You have to learn how to wait. You have to learn how to like take direction in a very specific way, hit your mark, look at a wall, pretend there's a guy there. None of that happens in theater.
But can I push back on a little part of that?
Push back. Let's go, baby. Let's fight.
Because I totally get that. Yeah. And I wonder if you feel similarly. What actually makes film and TV work, and I think it's a big reason why a lot of the stuff we're seeing isn't maybe like so great all the time as far as the artistry, but if you have an actor that has like the background, the craft, the love, the passion, this like earnesty of it, that within all of these really like capitalist constructs, they're able to access something real. That's what makes a performance important and good and watchable. And so like, I think yes, but also having like the love for the craft and the study for the craft is how you actually get it to come together and have it mean something.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on board with you on that one because I think there are two ways of going about this. Evan, I do think you bring up a really good point because for film and television, let's call it, as Michelle, you just pointed out, you see a lot of stuff I often see a lot of things where I go, well, now who in the fuck's nephew is that? Because how did you get a job?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. The person shows up and they're like,
and you're just like, what are you doing here? You don't look the part and you certainly can't walk and talk at the same time. But for real though, it's just like, so there is a part of it where it's like, okay, the business side of it is different than the craft. Yeah. They don't have to be completely separate, but it is different. So if your goal is to be in the business and work in film and television, yes, you can, first of all, do the business side of it, build your craft later if you want. That being said,
if you come with a base of quality
that
workmanship.
Being said, that, at least in my opinion, that style of thinking is why we see so much fucking garbage on television today because, and I'm just talking.
My style of thinking.
No.
You know what? Let's fucking go.
No, Evan, because I respect you as a performer. So not at all.
Great, Evan.
And I don't think that you've done that as a person.
No, I went to school for acting.
I know.
I didn't learn how to.
And you take it seriously and you have passion. So I think you're being a bit of a contrarian.
No, I just wish I knew how to get an agent way earlier. You know what I mean?
And fair enough, because here's the other thing. When you get, theater school or you get any kind of acting training or something like that, what's not offered for the most part is how to do the business side of it, because that's not the point. The point is what we're beating into you is the craft or how you're supposed to shape your craft. Fair enough.
It'd be nice if they could blend a little.
But it's almost like, you can relate it to similarly, okay, elementary school, you are taught mathematics. You are taught whenever the fuck you are taught, long division, when you are taught trigonometry, it's certainly not elementary school, I'm assuming.
You're so smart when you were in elementary.
You are not equipped for the world. You are equipped for that, but you're not equipped for the world. So what theater school is doing for you is equipping you to, yes, maybe be better at, say, mathematics, if we're doing that, but they're not telling you how to live in the real world. Living in the real world requires simple mathematics, but an understanding of why you need it, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
like, I know it's an odd little jump here, but it's like, it's a practical thing that you aren't taught.
Perfect sense. It's like the specifics of...
It's theory rather than practical application.
Or street smarts, if you will. Yeah, and I think both are important. I didn't go to theater school, so out of the three of us, but I really feel like I was lucky that my high school theater department and my high school theater teacher, he was exceptional and so committed and a really serious actor and director, and put us through a lot of programs, put in a lot of productions. Our improv team was really intense. Yep. And it's like the foundation of my work to this day that I always go back to. And I've studied outside of that over the years. Pretty every year I'll do some sort of training, but those foundations and that initial kind of love, the reason you fall into it, if you're not going back to that as a fundamental, I think it's really hard to connect.
Well, I mean, you also went to Japan after that, and your modeling career was you being on set. I feel like that definitely taught you that business stuff. It's almost like you did a business crash course of what it's like to be an actor. Is very similar to being a model. You get a ton of direction, hurry up and wait.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Don't distract anyone. This is very expensive.
Stupid.
Wear this, be in makeup for that time, wake up at 4 a.m. I feel like you had a really good base, and then you went ahead and did the crash course of how to be
commerce,
of how to be bossed around and told what the fuck to do, and how quickly you can lose a job.
Well, and
it's just crazy. Part of acting is just it's hard to get work.
And thank you for bringing that up. I totally get what you're saying. I've often thought, because I was not a good model. I was bad at it. And and it's just the truth. And that's
what were you
great.
Bad at about modeling?
I just dead eyes. Didn't love it. Right? Didn't love it. I don't love fashion. I don't really give a shit. So a lot of my pictures I go, you look asleep, but okay. I'm jumping. Blank face.
No, my fucking eyes are open. I'm not asleep, you idiots.
But they're open, but are you awake? Is there anything there?
There is a difference between open and awake.
There is a difference.
I hear you,
But I remember when I was modeling, I remember being the rejection of modeling which was fucking constant. It was a crash course on how to be rejected, which primed me for acting, because with modeling, I was rejected so much, but I didn't care as much about the work. And it was about being rejected for things I can't control.
Explicitly for your height.
Exactly.
And for your,
And they don't like my face. There's nothing I can do about that. Whereas acting that rejection.
Is fucking harsh.
Yeah. She's got bad face.
Yeah.
Bad
can't
face,
work with her.
don't like it.
Nah, bad
don't
face.
Want that face.
Ditch it.
But with acting, I know we don't have control, and it's so subjective and all of that. But at least I can love it and bring something that I can prep properly and know that I really did it. So there's some merit within the rejection. And for me, that helps my brain.
So do you still learn and grow when you guys are doing auditions? Do you guys enjoy that? Do you feel like you're acting when you're auditioning?
Sometimes.
Because I feel
not.
the opposite.
Sometimes not, though.
I'm this is eating away at my soul.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a good portion of that soul of yours absolutely being eaten up by that. Because it's the way that I sort of look at it is, for many things, maybe many things that we've all read for or whatever, they're maybe not the best thing out there.
Oh boy,
but
that's an understatement.
But yet, I mean, look, this stuff happens every day. Things
a lot of procedurals.
A lot of, and even that has a place. So I'm not saying they don't have a place, but it's my thing is, why am I begging for a job that I don't want?
Totally.
Now hold on.
Because I need it.
But here's the thing: is that's not the right attitude to have about it.
Nope.
It's the
process.
Slightly fuck you in me that says, why am I begging for this bullshit here? Is it because I don't actually want it because it's bad? Or is that a protection mechanism to go, whoa, it was bad anyway.
I'm protecting my rejection.
We've connected over this a lot, where it's checking in with our own intentions and I don't want to say snobbery per se, but a little bit
I'll say it for you.
But a little bit of feeling well, if I don't like it, but that's exactly the wrong attitude, because the right attitude is, of course, any opportunity to practice, even if it's just a practice, it's really important to take. And I'm really trying to switch my thinking around it too, because we've done so many self-tapes and it feels kind of endless sometimes.
Well,
and you're like, is anyone even watching this garbage?
That's terrifying. I never get into that frame of mind. If I have to start thinking about whether or not people are watching it, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Well, because that is that's referred to as a losing battle.
Yeah.
You know, it's just is. It's just
you have no control.
Well, zero. And so, okay, but then I guess the question is this, like, are you going to feel any better about it if somebody doesn't say
Here's
anything?
what I didn't like about your face.
Or if somebody goes, well, that was bullshit. You don't know what you're doing. And by the way, I don't think you're truthful in any of this. And you should stop. Is that better, resulting in the same thing where you just don't get the part?
Oh my God. If a casting director told me I should stop would be a crazy note. And I'd actually be kind of stoked. I'd be like, thank you.
This is my out.
Thank you.
I did have a casting director when I was going through like the 2022 to end of 2023, essentially, I guess, divorce I went through for no reason. So fucking annoying. Anyways,
let's get into it.
And it was like, honestly, I was so broken for that whole period. And I remember doing self-tapes and being like, and my team had called me and they're like, you are, first of all, so thin that we're nervous because I was so stressed. But they're like, we also got the feedback from a casting director who loves you, who said, is Michelle okay? She seems really unwell. And I was like, I'm going to take a break from, but I really appreciated that feedback, actually.
That's very nice feedback. That's actual, like,
no, it was
heartfelt.
They care.
Yeah, because they're like, we don't recognize her. And I was like, no, I'm right. I'm actually like really not okay. And I need to like.
Did you take a break after that?
Yeah. I didn't audition for like a good 6 months. Obviously, a certain thing would come in that I really liked and I would look at it and maybe I would do that.
Passion was easier to access for something that's good.
But if I wasn't,
I get that. I understand that.
I couldn't muster any extra energy. And my point of saying that was like, sometimes it's nice to get a little honest feedback and it can be really helpful. And I went into an acting class is what I did instead. Even like online, I just like worked with a trainer and that helped me like get through it.
You guys are talking about being oppositional. There's nothing that makes me more hating of authority than an acting class. When I go to an acting class, I am immediately like, who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? Fuck you, like you don't know shit. Like, what are you doing teaching a class? Like, that's my instinct, is to hate whoever it is who's trying to tell me how to act.
That's something to really unpack.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, that's something.
You don't think I know that?
I mean, you are on a couch, right? So that's something to unpack. But I don't know if that's so much. I don't know if that in itself, if that one thing is the oppositional defiance disorder. That's not what that is. No, but like that, I understand where you're coming from, though. It's like, well, why the fuck am I listening to you? Why are you so great?
Yeah.
Why are you telling me what I am and, doing right and what I'm doing wrong? Well, because
you paid money for this class, Adam.
There's the other thing. It's like, well, you fucking signed up. I didn't hold a gun to your head.
Totally.
Do the class. That being said, again, I get what you're saying. Fuck you. What are you doing that's so great? I got to be honest, you wouldn't be teaching fucking acting if you're doing something that great.
Right? That's part of the danger.
Listen, I don't want to be an asshole
that
here.
can be the
Some
hard
people
truth.
are born teachers, to be fair. Don't say it.
Don't get me wrong.
I know. Okay.
Look. That's an assle's way of thinking about it.
But of course.
It's not an asshole's way of
But
thinking.
when you're in
But
that
we're talking
state
about
of like
not listening to them, so.
Yeah, but that is an instinct that comes up in all of us for sure, and it's such a slippery slope. Back to you and your like journey to get here, though.
We should all teach an acting class together.
I'd like to know what the fuck I'm doing that's so special that would take my time away from that. So you guys want to go? Let's go.
So let's explore.
Let's find out. No, go for it, Michelle.
Okay, you get out of school, you move to Vancouver, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
And then you start like auditioning and stuff.
What was your first address?
And you meet
2539 Prince Edward.
Nice.
East
No, it's
End?
on Quebec Street. Fuck, I can't remember.
Dude,
it's a long time ago now. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Sorry,
you start working in a bar, you meet Jared Kiso, you guys become friends. When did like the Letterkenny characters, the Wayne, the Derry, when did that like sort of start to take shape?
Okay, so I worked at a place called Section 3. It was a bar in Yaletown where Dylan worked as well, Playfair, and Kiso worked, but like before us. So he had been not doing that for a while. He was doing like proper acting stuff,
Monster High, or whatever it is.
But here's the thing. No, like he was actually doing it. It was like, oh fuck, this guy doing this is great. So, but he would come in and hang out with some other friends there, and they were kind of mutual friends and stuff, and they were all playing on a beer league hockey team together. Right. And so we kind of got to know each other because he would come in and we would hang and stuff like that. And he also had a huge love for the Calgary Flames, which I also had a huge love for the Calgary Flames, being from Calgary and a hockey fan. And then he kind of posed the question. He was like, well, do you want to come and play on this team? It's pretty fun. Like, why don't you come and play? And I was like,
did he know anything about your hockey ability, or was this just like a loose offer? Because
I'm more of a locker room guy than an on-ice guy.
But you're an athlete.
You're a personality hire.
No.
Yeah, totally.
No, but like really quick, you're such an athlete. You were essentially a pro snowboarder before all of this, which is so crazy.
Yeah, that was when I was quite young. It was like a big... There was just... I didn't even know how I got into that. It was like, all my friends are... My brother too was like they were doing snowboarding, and then we started competing and doing competitive circuits and stuff like that. So
and you were
good.
Incredible snowboarder.
You're an athlete, is what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You are an athlete.
You are an athlete,
Period.
even though you're a locker room guy.
I just like the locker room better. I just like hanging out, right? Like I like hanging out and shooting the shit. So anyway, so we started playing on this team together, and Jared says something to the effect of, "Hey, I got this I got this script that I created from." He and I used to send each other text messages back and forth about last names of the players on the Calgary Flames, and they'd be stupid puns.
Right.
And we called the series ended up being called Three Flames Fans. And so he was like, "Hey, I kind of wrote a script, and I think we should do this. And I think we should film it." And so we did that. And we had a lot of fun, and we did some episodes of that, and they came out to minimal fanfare. It's a pretty fucking niche market.
Okay.
And then he said, but then after they had come out, he said, "Hey, I've got another one. Do you want to go?" And we were having so much fun working together. It was like, yeah, man, he could have a blank page, and I'd say, yeah, sure, whatever you want to put down, like, let's go do it.
Right.
So the one that he showed me was a thing that he had cooked up called Letterkenny Problems. He said
my
it was
heart
basically
just stopped.
it was in the vein of like shit girls say at the time. That was a big video. It was like one-liners.
Right.
Well, what would be something that, shit, the other one was, what shit girls say. This was like, well, what are the problems in a small town?
That are like quick
one-liners,
bite-sized.
quick, and let's go. Yeah. So we ended up making 4 videos. I think we started in 2012 making them, and we made like 4 videos up till 2014 or something like that. Now the 5th one involved Andrew Herr and Dylan Playfair, because they were also members of this beer league hockey team that we played on. It was called the Trappers, and we used to play at Thunderbird Arena at UBC. And they came on as their hockey playing selves.
Yep.
But like
Themselves.
we're after the character of Wayne, played by Jared, obviously, after his sister. So we did that one, and there was 5 of them in total, and that's kind of where that came from. And it started to get lots of traction, and it was getting kind of noticed because before, the model was, okay, if you want a television show, somehow make a pilot, see if it tests well, use those numbers to sell it to a network or to get a full season out of a network.
And to make a pilot, you needed over $1 million, $3 million, $5 million.
Yeah, you need money. You need money, and that was no good. Now, with the invention of YouTube, that sounds so fucking stupid.
With the invention of YouTube.
But with YouTube, what you could do is you could make your own content, not put ads in front of it, get people to watch it, and have usable metrics, and that you could take to a network and say, hey, look, fuck you. We think this is a great idea to begin with.
Audience.
But guess what? We have actual hard data to say, yes, there is an audience here.
Such a specific window of time, though, now. Because if
100%, yes.
somebody tried to do that at this point, the amount of content on YouTube is so overwhelming.
It's harder to break through. Yeah,
it's
for sure.
so crazy.
It is difficult.
Well, I think it was always hard to break through.
Yeah, that's true.
And numbers don't lie. Like,
it's true, yeah.
Like, they just don't really lie, especially at that point. Like, it wasn't common for a video to blow up that much. It was really hard.
Yeah,
still.
it was. And I think, and I'm not sure what the video counts were at and stuff like that. Because, there comes a point, I think it was like for one of them that we had shot and released, okay, so one of the Three Flames Fans videos, I think had a total of 300,000 hits or something like that. And I was like, holy shit, that's so fucking cool. But one of the videos before the hockey players one that we released, got to maybe 500,000 views in a day or something like that. And after the shock of that, I was kind of like, oh, I'm never going to feel this good again. It's like, 1 million? Well, that didn't feel like 500,000. It's great. And that also led us to where we were and then where the TV show we made. But it was kind of like, I at least stopped paying that close attention to it afterwards. I just knew oh my God, this is so cool. And guess what? People like it, and we may have something here.
This
turns out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Please, no. I want to hear your turns out because this is going to derail everything. You know how I am.
So turns out that we did have something that the networks, certainly in Canada, were interested in. So that's when the outside production company got on board in the interest of selling the idea and the IP to a network so we could produce, or we, as in all of us, could produce this show and make it for people on a much larger scale than just on YouTube. I mean, I guess YouTube is a large scale, but not in the way that this is going to reach people. Not a monetary
large scale in the same way. It doesn't have like advertisers in the same way. And
certainly, yes.
Can't sell it to a network.
And then I think at the I think at the network meetings they went really, really well, and out of that emerged Crave. And we were the first piece of original programming on Crave TV, which was so nice. Bell Media was very lovely. Back when it was orange, and not a great platform.
Oh my God,
but
hey, listen.
But what else? But what else are you going to do? Your first platform's not going to be great, and where it is today, it's like
amazing.
Come on, it's night and day.
It's gotten to a crazy good place. Now, holy shit!
The other Canadian streamer that was on at the time was called Show Me.
Oh my God, I forgot about Show Me.
And so Bell's product was Crave, and Roger's product was Show Me. Now, Show Me, I think they knew the writing was on the wall. Even in the early days, they were like, oh fuck, we're gonna have to compete with this. Plus, Bell's reach afforded them the opportunity of getting fucking like HBO and all this kind of stuff. And no, dude, it's a hole, man. You can't pick it off.
Evan just grabbed his shirt. I don't know why.
There's like long hair.
I lose hair like
him. My blonde hair.
But anyways, and so then that happens. So something. They say yes. Scripts get written, and we get a full season.
And now we're here on the couch.
And now we're here on the couch.
I just think it's really cool that you were there from the tip of the top. And it's interesting to see how Derry also evolved, and hearkening back to like your work at theater school and how you approach your work. I spent a lot of time with you just in general, but like on set working. And what I always picked up on with you more so than anyone on the set, when we were on set and we were getting into position, you were really like dropping in. And it's when you're working in comedy and when you're playing kind of like dialogue and pace and stuff, I think it's really easy to be like blah, 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 and then just go into your work and kind of, but you always took it really seriously, not in an annoying way, not in an indulgent way. No, not in an indulgent way. But I did like pick up like you were Derry when we were... Right. Not the whole day, thank God. You weren't a pain in the ass, like I said.
No.
But I'm just saying, like, you really transformed into this guy, and I saw it in like the craziest way when you did your first dance as Derry, where the physicality of you shifted in such a cool way, and it was just like such a pleasure watching you work. You were so good, but you were so good as that role, and that could have been a really like one-dimensional role. It really could have been, as all of the roles on Letterkenny could have been, frankly.
Sure, yeah. Well,
but like it was just interesting to see the way that Derry kind of like moves through these seasons, and he's such a strange guy. And like, I thought it was really cool how you played him.
That's very, very nice. That's very, a very, very nice compliment to get from you, because I did, obviously enjoy working with everybody, but the closest quarters of myself working were with the Hicks. So it's four of us.
Yeah.
That was it. And so it's like
I'm sitting between you guys going like, this is so nice. I shouldn't be here.
You melt into the couch.
But the thing is though, it's so nice. I think a big thing for me is to have people that are committed. And commitment means a lot of different things, but committed, if you can describe somebody as, oh fuck, they're committed, you're just like, immediately on set, I know what, in my mind, I know what that means. And if I give out that, which I think committed, I'm just like, yep, boom, that's why it works. Because if you're not committed and you're just running the fucking numbers, it's going to show. Maybe not right away, but it's going to show.
Yeah.
And your caring for everything is going to show through as well. And so, you can't have that. And I don't care how relaxed and how lovely the set is and all that kind of stuff. You got to be committed. You got to show up. And the other thing about Letterkenny, which is great, is if you didn't show up, you're at the fucking bottom. And nobody wants to be at the bottom. So everybody showed up. You don't want to be that person that doesn't commit, and you don't want to be that person that can't, that
doesn't know their lines,
like, what are you doing
100%.
here when you see all these other people trying to shoot 40 pages in a day? What are you doing here?
Totally.
And the answer is you don't know unless you're fucking committed, and everybody was committed. And that's part of the reason why people tuned into the show all the time, because you couldn't step on and not be committed. Otherwise, it just wasn't going to work. There's no way it was
There's a reason
why
so many times we compare it to sports analogies. because it is kind of like a team, and if you can identify the weakest link in the team, that's not a good thing. Like people, you gotta all be trying. You all gotta be putting in the most effort possible.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of committed, do you remember early days of Letterkenny? There was a round table. You've been bit by the possum, and your head falls into oatmeal. And I, so sorry, didn't really was really committed to my work that I just was like so focused on the dialogue and the connection with, it was kind of a serious moment. And poor Nate was head in oatmeal while I really did a slow take kind of around the table. And then I'm to lift his head, but he just had to hold his breath in oatmeal and he didn't move a muscle. And I feel like it was too long.
Well, I think
he still has some oatmeal in his lungs.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get it
That's
all.
why they're so bad.
Yeah.
That's why they're so bad.
No,
that was really, it's funny you mentioned that because it's just like, first of all, I had to have like whatever the throw up was in my cheeks, barf that out first, which is not real throw up, obviously, and then
probably
go
more oatmeal, to be honest.
Probably was more oatmeal, and then go like straight face down. And I was like, okay, cool, do a couple takes, I get out of there pretty quick. And then it's just like, I think the one that was used as well is you being
it's the long one.
You being like.
Meandering.
What am I going to do today? But not knowing it, but being committed to what you were doing, and then getting there.
It was when I got there.
And then I think you propped me up and slung me over your shoulder. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But the way you committed, I would have been like, no, sorry.
Well, but that's the other thing too, is you don't want to be, or I never want to be that person that's like you commit as long as you possibly commit. The only way I'm going to try and stop is if, first of all, if you break, if you laugh or something, or it's just like somebody yells cut, because otherwise it's just somebody's going to get mad at you.
Yeah, never cutting yourself is a huge thing on Letterkenny. You cannot cut yourself.
Because there could be great stuff after that, and it could be no dialogue at all. It could just be a moment in time or whatever it is. So try your best, even holding your breath through a fucking plate full of oatmeal there.
Sucked
I believe
for you.
Also, too, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Gus was there, Jared's dog, who has since passed, but I think Gus was at the table as well, and it was just like...
I probably was so slow because I was scratching his little chinny chin.
Meanwhile, Gus is like the most empathetic dog in the world, was probably looking at Nate the whole time being like,
is he okay?
That
him.
motherfucker's in trouble. Drag his head out of there, pull him by the hair if you have to. Yeah.
Don't scratch my chin.
Yeah. That was really fun. But I mean, again, I think it's like, I know that the way that I operated was like, you don't want to be the last person to the dance.
No.
And that, that means a lot to me to have you say that. But it's also a thing that's like, no, if you're the last one, that sucks, because you're like, Evan, you're saying this. If you're the one who was identified on the team as the weak link, how fucking awful is that? When you have everything set up around you to do something great, and it's you who can choose to say, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna fucking put it on autopilot for a while,"
and
or whatever.
Everyone has off days. I had off days.
Hey, listen,
but to show up, I think Letterkenny was such a good education. For the business, but also for the craft, where I have so much anxiety now when I am about to do a job, as far as like making sure my lines are perfect. Yeah. I'm like, it's just so ingrained in me now to be not only off book, but even for auditions, I'm like, I kind of need to be fully off book, and that's not required, but like it's maybe like the Canadian kind of like, I want to be perfect, but like there is that kind of training that Letterkenny gave all of us of like, you show up ready, and like there's just kind of no exceptions because we don't have the time or the money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the biggest one, right? It's just like, for the first season, the fact that we did it so quickly and on such a shoestring budget, it was like, well, from the network's point of view, it's like, well, why would we give you more money? You fucking idiots. You did it already.
Yeah. If we knew more about budgeting, we maybe would have slowed down a bit.
Maybe it would have been a bit bad.
It's like, it's like, I love the lemonade stand part. There's an episode of The Office, the American Office.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So if your parents give you $10 to run a lemonade stand and you only use $9, you think they're going to give you $10 again next year? No, they're going to be like, it costs fucking $9.
So do you want the chairs or do you want the new printer?
Exactly, yeah.
Gosh, that's good.
No, you buy. What does he buy? The coat instead.
He gets the coat from the Burlington Coat Factory.
And then this is, and somebody decided to throw red paint on him or whatever it is, the fake blood on him.
And don't ever buy a
fur coat unless you have the money. Yeah.
Oh man.
But for real though, like why would they do that? So we did shoot ourselves in the foot slightly, but also too, what you were talking about earlier, that's a trial by fire. So you can get it done like this, or you got to keep getting it done like this.
Yeah, we got approved for so there was like that first season, the second season, and then it was like 3 seasons in a row approval.
Yep.
40 episodes.
So it was like, prove you guys can do this.
Crazy.
Boom, worked. And then it was like, well, can you keep doing it for this much? Like,
we were like, yes.
And that's the thing. I mean, obviously, as time went on, the budget went up a little bit, but it's like, it's not. It still is Canadian
American
television
network budget, no.
And also too, again, and you guys know this, when you've shown you can run a lemonade stand for $9, why do you get 10 the next year?
Yeah.
It's hard to squeeze that extra $1.
Cool.
Get out.
Hey, cool.
Writer.
Yes, I'm gone here.
He's a writer.
So where we find you now post Letterkenny, you're doing some production stuff. You're obviously like still acting and doing different projects. Are there things right now that are like really exciting for you, or things you wanted to like share, talk about? Just based on where you were in this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I shot a movie outside of Vancouver in the summer. It was in a place called Powell River, which is really
West
fun.
Coast, West
and it's
Coast?
the movie's called The Eden Express, and it's based off of a novel. It's a memoir by a guy named Mark Vonnegut, who is Kurt Vonnegut. If anybody is a literature person, Kurt Vonnegut, very famous writer, and his son Mark wrote his memoirs. It's about his journey from Massachusetts to Powell River, actually, where we shot in 1970. And they each started a commune, and then it's about subsequent mental troubles after that.
Cool.
So it's fucking sweet, man. I'm really pumped about that. It was like one of the most interesting working experiences I think I've ever had in my life. Incredible people around it, and it's like got kind of made a bunch of like kind of friends for life. Like you guys out of it. It was incredible. And so it will.
New friends?
I feel jealous.
I know. My immediate reaction was not happy for you.
I have new
I feel upset.
I have new friends,
Who are
but
they?
none of them live here.
Is she prettier than me?
Thank God.
She's
No
come
one could ever be
on.
prettier than you.
Michelle.
But so that's kind of where that is right now. And it's just a matter of where that debuts sort of in the upcoming festival season and stuff like that. But
Are you playing Vonnegut?
that was really fun. No, I'm not playing Vonnegut. No.
That's so
But
exciting.
that was really fun. So that was really good.
Are you the River?
I'm Powell.
Yeah,
But,
man.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
cool,
buddy.
man.
Thanks.
How long were you guys shooting that? Because I remember talking to you after, and you sounded so at peace and happy and excited. And it was really nice.
It was lovely. I think we shot for
British Columbia is very
I
healing.
think we shot for like 7 weeks or something like that. I can't remember.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, something
was
about
wicked,
an
though. It was
indie
super fun.
movie set when it's like going well, which
Oh my
is
God,
kind
I
of
know.
Very
rare,
satisfying.
kind
It
of
is
rare,
very
but
rare,
it's
yeah.
so rewarding and
Yeah,
fun.
you're like, this is art.
It was
Yeah.
it was
Doing
art.
It was very, very interesting. And again, the people, everybody from the top to bottom that were involved, obviously there's too many names to mention, but it was just had those odd pieces that come together that you just, or I just went like, oh wow, kind of life-changing, kind of fucking awesome, and everybody's going for the same goal.
Something special.
You're reaching for the same red flag or the blue, whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
you're all going against, like, for that. And so that was great. Also, too, it happened that the first time I had read the book was in, like, 2009. A friend of mine gave it to me when I moved to Vancouver. All of a sudden, like, the next time I picked it up was in, like, 2020, and then 5 years later we're making the movie.
That's
That's
interesting.
absolutely wild.
In 2020, when you repicked it up, was it because there were whispers of the movie being made, or no?
It was because I was in Los Angeles at the time, and I had asked my agent at the time to figure out who owned the rights to the book because I just wanted to make the thing.
That's so
So
cool.
I found out that it was somebody else that lived in Toronto. His name's Dan Beckerman, and he produced the film, and he's an incredible guy with a
I've heard
fucking-
of him. I've
So
heard great
showing
things.
interest, like knowing you wanted to do something, like you went out of your way to try and find out who was making the thing. That's really
I wanted
cool.
to see what was going on because I love
Wow.
the thing so much. I was just like, well, maybe if somebody's just hanging on to it, circling it, and they don't really care, maybe you can buy the rights. And I just wanted to see this thing made. Now Dan loved it as well, and he held the rights to it. And fucking, he's a wizard, and so he got it to the point where it can be made.
Yeah,
And
hard
it was
to do.
just like very, very difficult to do. And so that was incredible. And so, like a billion thank yous to him for that, because without him, it doesn't get off the ground. But without the other producer, without the director, without all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Everything just kind of came together as like oh, fuck, this is fun. Oh my God. And everyone's
so
pushing the
cool.
rock up the hill.
Yeah, and as somebody who
Yeah.
now works as a producer as well and as a writer, like you have seen the other side of this.
Yes.
And how difficult it is and how challenging it actually
yeah,
is.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And that made it even kind of better because it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, this doesn't just fall together. This is like years of people's lives going into
and-
this. For
Yeah.
even a 7-week shoot is still not that long for legitimately potentially 10 years of work going
Yeah.
into it, 5 years of work, 20, whatever it is, Yeah,
It's
cool.
kind of insane just how, first of all, how hard it is to get anything made. And the process, how long it takes to get all the right pieces. Like, it's such a process. Anything that, as much as we've hearkened to it,
critical,
a bit hard on things that are out there. Props to anyone who's getting anything made.
I don't shit on anything that costs less than $5 million.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule.
If it costs less than $5 million, congratulations, you got a movie made.
Well, but
you're the best.
You're the best.
But I do think there is validity to that, because while I might not agree with some of the content that is out there as, hey, this is the best thing that should be getting made, regardless, it doesn't matter what the content is. You still need to go through the process of getting it made. So you are correct in that. It's still like
so
good
hard.
or bad. And you could, here's the other thing. Nobody sets out to do something
to
that's
make a
bad.
shit movie.
Nobody does. And
I'm
but
gonna
just
make
the amount that goes into getting something first on the page, then to the screen, then to the, it's like, just that is very admirable regardless. Now that's
especially independent movies is really what I'm speaking to. Like, I'm excited for this next phase in your career. And I wanted to ask you, we have this segment in our show before we kind of wrap up called Spare Hearts, where we give kind of unsolicited advice to people that write in. And we're not in a position to give any advice, obviously. Would you like to do one with us?
I would love to, yeah.
Yes.
It'd be great.
It's
half the fucking reason I listen to you guys is Spare Hearts. I don't want to hear either of you except to answer honestly like a sweet love question. Yeah. No, it's a sweet love question.
True.
Or
we'll find a sweet love question.
Okay. I'll find
no. I mean, it doesn't have to be that.
This one's good.
Okay, great.
Here we go.
This is funny.
Okay.
Hi, Evan and Michelle. And Nate. First off, love the pod. My dad and I have loved you guys in Letterkenny since forever. Never had a super close father-daughter relationship, so sharing our love for Letterkenny has been special. Aww.
Nice.
Aww. Nice. We had the opportunity to see you at one of the live shows, and I will cherish that time and memory with my dad forever. Anyways, now on to my Spare Hearts question. My boyfriend, 33 years old, and I, 29 years old, have been together for 8 months. On paper, our relationship is good, and it would seem like I shouldn't have much to complain about. And then there's a but there's a paragraph break here, so it's about to get real.
Holy shit!
I am a very type A person. I'm a high achiever and a planner. To add to that, I'm very comfortable in who I am as a person. Before meeting my boyfriend, I would casually date and have had short-term relationships, but have honestly been very happy as a single person. I'm fairly confident in my career and in my finances, and now I am looking to take those next steps in life. I want a marriage and I want a family. Another paragraph break.
Whoa.
I love my boyfriend, but when zooming out and looking at our relationship, some things worry me. When I think about the sacrifices I have personally made and the time and things, physical and non-physical, I have given to this relationship, I don't feel that he has given the same. For context, before he met me, his life was very different. He tells me all the time how I have opened his world to meeting new people and new experiences. He was living at home with his mom when we met and working a minimum wage job. Nothing wrong with that, but typically I would choose to date someone in a more similar place in life to myself. I chose to look past those things because I love him as a person. Another paragraph break.
Holy moly.
I don't feel he has been as open about his personal space and family as I have. So far, I have only been inside his house twice, and not for extended periods of time. We only really spend time at my house. When we first... Doesn't this feel like second family shit right here already? Yeah, I'm kind of worried. When we first started dating, some of my friends joked that he was married and had a family.
Yep.
Okay. Yo, you got to look in Connecticut for that.
Not good. This is dangerous. Rest assured, I have confirmed he's not married with a family.
Okay, that's good.
How do you confirm that?
That's a good start, though.
He's like calling everybody, just like, is he married?
They scoured Connecticut. Seriously. Didn't find it. Seriously.
Spending so much time at my house has been a big sacrifice for me as I cherish my personal space and alone time. I've had to work through a lot of emotions internally to be more accepting of him in my space so often. I know there's probably some insecurity on his end because he lives with his mom, he still lives with his mom. But I'm not expecting to constantly spend the night and invade their home. Even just like hanging out and watching a movie or having a meal there would be nice. But he has not invited me over for anything. It would be nice to spend some time with him in his space. I think this is a huge component to getting to know someone. I don't know why this is so funny, but it is. Another thing I find slightly strange is that I've only met his mom twice in passing. He has met and spent time with my family multiple times. This is even more strange given I live across the country, over 1,000 miles from my family, and we live in the same area as his mom. I get it. Okay. I understand now.
That is weird, though. That's weird.
Okay.
In addition to all that, I recently helped him network and get a higher paying job closer to the field he studied at university. I don't do all of the things with the expectation that he will give me anything in return. I do them because I love him, and I also feel that a relationship needs to be more reciprocal. I sometimes feel exhausted teaching him how to operate on a day-to-day basis, and I sometimes feel like I'm mothering him. I worried that if I continue down this path and we add more complicated things like marriage and kids, holding our relationship together and everything will fall to me.
Yes.
I want a teammate, not a dependent. I have seen countless women in my life take on the responsibility of everything.
Yes.
They are the breadwinner, the primary parent, the housekeeper, the planner, etc. Just from these past 8 months and what I know of him, I
all my friends
worry that if all your friends,
no, but some. Go on.
I worry that if we do get married and have kids, he will not be able to step up on his own, and I will eventually begin to resent him. How do I stop mothering him? Do I risk starting a life with him or return to my single bubble where I only have to rely on me, myself, and I? And then it's signed in love, but unsure.
Aw, Nate, you start us off here. I have some thoughts.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, where my head goes to immediately is you gotta love somebody for who they are. And if you're looking at the person that you're with and you think, oh, if only I can change this little bit, or I can change this little bit, and like, oh, if I can tweak this a little bit, then we're good. You got to love somebody for who they are. Now, who they are can change.
Yes.
Who they are can change.
Yeah.
But you can't be the architect of that, because if you're the architect of that, that's completely on you. And you are fucking tweaking and manipulating, let's call it what it is, manipulating somebody into what you think they should be and what you want, not who they are or what they are. That's not the good thing. If this is coming up after 8 months, you gotta lay back a little. No, okay. That being said, it is a little bit odd maybe that, the family hasn't met and this and that. And there are a few things that are a little bit odd. It is only 8 months.
Exactly.
So don't fucking stress about that. The bigger one is, man, you got to love somebody for who they are, better or for worse. If you really want to take that big plunge with them, I think that's what you have to do. Yeah. Because if you don't, there's going to be resentment. That's going to be there. And you're always going to be going, well, if they would just pick up their plate. Oh, if their hair would just be a bit shorter. Hey, you know what? A little bit higher paying job, a little bit more of this. And it's like, no.
This person's 33 as well, right? Like they're already this is an adult who has a lot of things formed in their life. And yes, like you said, they can change, but they have to change them themselves.
Well, you have to meet people where they are. And I would say too, it's like my recommendation, I think sometimes I'll say women, I see this dynamic often where women want to change, assist, push, kind of mother a little bit. And that's that's her language, and fair enough. I've seen that a lot. I think it's first of all, it puts you in a weird position, and it puts the other person also in a weird position, even though it might feel good to be nurtured. We all need to be nurtured.
But then you start to resent that person. You start to feel
that's not fair to
this is my
put
child.
that on him. I would say stand back and just observe. Don't help him get let him live his life, and then
if anything,
see how
put
you
more
feel.
Obstacles in his way.
Well,
call his boss, make some shit up about him. Put some X-Lax in
Tell
his
him
coffee.
He's employing a pervert, and they should get him out of there.
See if he can rise to the occasion.
No, hold on a second, because I do agree with you though, Michelle. Because here's the thing: helping somebody along with personal changes is different than not being cool with who somebody is.
Yeah, supporting someone is different than
somebody is great, and you should always, if it's a person you want to be with, you should always support them in what they want to do. But it can't be hey, change this, and I'm going to show you how to change it. That's not support.
That's control.
That's control.
Yeah.
But if they say hey, you know what? Be
such a control freak.
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to, maybe I'd like to get a bit of a higher paying job. Maybe I'd like to go back to school or continue on with school, and that's more of the field I'd like to work in. Great. What can I do to help? Not hey, beautiful. You're a bum. Make more money or I'm fucking gone.
Right.
The fuck is that about?
Yeah, and people will shut down with that type of energy.
100% they will, yes.
And it's also it's also okay if you guys aren't in an alignment of how you want to live a life.
Hey.
And that's okay for you. It doesn't make you a bad person to go, this isn't in alignment with
where... It sounds like he's rising to the occasion, though. He is making more money now. Maybe he's aligning.
And as long as
more.
he's doing that kind of obviously we do things for our relationships and for our partners, but as long as he is fundamentally doing it for himself and it doesn't feel like he's kind of well, I guess I have to do this.
yeah.
I'm going to turn back around 10 years from now and be I fucking hate you for making me get a job.
Because he is allowed to be who he is and where he is in life.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to their accomplishments, quote unquote, whatever those look like, at a different time. And that is okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about gender, doesn't matter. You have to, like, perfectly put, Nate, meet people where they are, and if you love them, let them be who they are and where they are.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be a great dad.
Hey,
And maybe that's his value that he adds. Who knows?
Maybe he's on the cusp.
Don't risk it.
Maybe he's on
just like fucking try it out and see.
Maybe he's on the cusp of like seriously finding his fucking groove and being the person that he knows he can be and is meant to be. But also, don't push him. You push some motherfuckers too hard, and they will kick back. And then you either stunt that personal growth, or they hate you.
Exactly.
It doesn't usually work out very well.
And
bring
it's
home a
bad for
puppy,
you.
and he has to take care of the puppy to
And
test
walk.
Or
it.
bring home a puppy.
Yeah.
No, I just, it's like,
You don't think that works?
it's a
Get a dog?
tricky thing.
For a minute.
But I think women do get into like a habit of mothering, and it's bad for the woman, it's bad for the man, it's bad for whoever gender is present. It's just bad energy. Like, it doesn't matter who that energy is coming from. It is like a harmful thing for a relationship. So I would just watch that. All you can do is control yourself. I would just become the observer.
I mothered all my friends. It was a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I can see
I
that.
think you're totally right. It's
true.
Again, support is one thing, control is another, mothering or fathering, whatever the fuck,
whatever
they're
it is.
others.
Yes.
Support is good. Support.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to go down in flames.
I like how you say things in threes. It's
Thank
nice.
you.
The rule of three.
Yeah.
It's a weird, makes me feel sometimes uncomfortable if I don't get the third one.
No, I totally understand.
It's OCD maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's good. There's a dance to it. There's a language to it. Is that because you're Irish? What do we have?
I'm not Irish.
You're not Irish at all?
I'm Norwegian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry we said it like that. Oh yeah.
Don't worry, we've only known each other for like 10 years. It's all good. Don't worry
No,
about
we
it.
know.
We
We
know.
know you're Norwegian. We make the
all
joke
good.
constantly that you're
Norwegian
a little
prince.
Norwegian prince.
Yeah.
I put little in front of it.
Thanks, guys.
Wait, that was a great question though. That's a tricky dynamic. We wish you well.
Yeah, it is. It is a tricky one. I think,
It's a
again,
tricky dynamic.
You're 100% Norwegian.
nobody's 100% anything.
Hey, in the truth.
The majority, yes.
What's the other little sliver? Do you know?
I don't know, man. A
Scottish.
little bit English in there.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's like what else are you gonna like?
I know,
That's like,
Yeah,
you
so-
gotta fuck it. I don't know where you go to get out of having like 15
bit of
different things.
English.
But the other thing is like I'm not gonna do one of those DNA tests
Because you're scared.
Well, I'm not scared. I don't want my fucking DNA. You know what? I am scared because I don't want my DNA on the fucking like grid.
I'll just be worried, like
frame me for murder or
your
something like
partner's
that.
Your partner's your cousin or something. That's what my favorite.
I
Evan
give a shit about
brings
that.
this
That's
fear
one of
up
my
a lot.
fears.
Yeah, c'est la vie, baby. Right?
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, and if it's fun, it's fun. No, I'm kidding. No, look, no.
Well-
I really don't think Sash is my cousin. Sorry, guys. I don't think Sash is my cousin.
She does have a very different complexion.
There, boom, goes.
Like
the
she's like
Yeah, you guys don't look alike.
she's
I
like
would say.
she's like
No, we
she's like
don't.
Italian as fuck, right?
No, she's not.
What's going
Evan.
on? Sorry, what is her background?
This is great, by
Yeah.
the way.
What's going on here? Greek?
German. What?
You were very
Russian,
wrong. Oh, that makes sense.
but French. This is the
How
thing.
did she have that? What? She's so Mediterranean.
I don't know, man. They all were around
Hey,
the Mediterranean
genetics
at
are
some point.
interesting, and they come out.
Right,
and hey,
right,
we
fair
can all
enough.
come out.
Look at how
looking
much.
different.
Okay, if you want to go right back to it, look at
right.
how much of that part of the Mediterranean and of Europe the
Went
Moors
there.
conquered. So that's fucking everywhere. So you want to get the dark complexion, you go to
I love how
everywhere
you
that
love
the Moors
history, though.
conquered.
You do history. You're a history buff.
I do like it. It's nice, but that's what I'm saying is that
You do history.
No, he does history. You talk to me about it, and you love historical movies, and
do.
you love. And there's always I will catch you. This sounds weird. I'll catch you in your bunk, like
Yeah.
when we're on tour, like for Letterkenny, and you'll be watching like some documentary, like in your little bunk, and you'll be watching a war documentary. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in there, learning?
I think it's interesting. I love history. I think it's incredible to figure out where people come from, where I come from, where everybody comes from, because if you don't know, you're going to be confused maybe about why certain things are the way they are, or why they happen, or this or that, or whatever the fuck it is. I find it interesting.
you don't want to do
fascinating.
23andMe. You don't want to know.
No, I
Because
don't.
he's afraid of the government.
I'm actually, it's not so much afraid. It's more like,
I am too.
what's it going to take for somebody to just pinch my fucking stuff and then do a Jason Bourne style in the second movie, fingerprint
How
on
many
the
people
fucking
have
bomb
you
thing.
murdered that you're afraid that somebody's going to frame you for a murder? Because my concern would not be.
I told you I used to have fun 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And
so.
on that, Nathan Dales, thank you so much for coming on
We
Spare
love
Parts.
you.
We love you
Love you guys,
so
buddy.
much.
I love you guys.
We
This
really
has been
do.
great.
We'd love to have you back at some point.
I would love to come back.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.